when Mudashiru Obasa broke his silence, by addressing a press conference at his former residence in Ikeja. His supporters were there hailing him on, praising him and all of that. He said at the press conference that he was going to hold on to the speakership position. A lot of people were like, so what is going to happen now? Are we going to have two speakers in Lagos State? How is this going to pan out? Like, since he's now saying to Lagosians that he's not going to leave that position, what is going to happen? In the rest of this video, we are going to talk about how the lawmakers, including the new speaker by the name Mojisola Lasbat, handled, the threats after all of the, speech that Obasa made at Ikeja. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? What are you doing on YouTube if you're not subscribed to Newsroom Niger? Please go ahead and subscribe. Like this video. Also leave your opinions in the comment section below as well. Also follow us on all other social media platforms as well. Here is a vivid account of how events played out in the Lagos State House of Assembly following the threat by the impeached Speaker Mudashiru Obasa to resume in office when the House resumed plenary on January 27. There was obvious tension ahead of the resumption of sitting by members of the Lagos State House of Assembly on Monday as part of a fallout from the change of leadership in the House. Security was stepped up 24 hours to the sitting of the House. The situation was heightened by media hype of a solidarity rally that was held by supporters of the impeached Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, to his official residence after his return from a trip to the United States. Days after he was removed as Speaker, Obasa had flown to Abuja from the U.S. On Monday, the other lawmakers in the House began the day's activities with holy baptism of office of the impeached Speaker and a photo session. They prayed, they bounded and casted out unfamiliar spirits amid cheers and public show of loyalty and support to the new Speaker, retired Honorable Mojisola Lasbat Miranda. Days after the outburst of the embattled ex-Speaker at the reception held by his supporters in his honor on Saturday, his colleague lawmakers seemed unperturbed as they held firmly to their choice of retired Honorable Miranda as the Speaker of the House. During the reception, Obasa vowed to resume at the Assembly as the Speaker of the House. This declaration no doubt left the other legislators and the new leadership of the House under Miranda unsettled because with the influence and grip the impeached Speaker asserted on the House, the threats by the Agege politician could not be discountenanced. The lawmakers were apparently prepared for any eventualities. They exhibited the unity and bond that existed among them through a group photograph taken in the Speaker's new office and within the Assembly premises in the full glare of a world. To them, Miranda is a new broom that would sweep away the outdated practices of a past leadership of Assembly, and the change will favor reform and accelerate the implementation of new ideas. Outside of the premises was tense and fearful as armed security men mounted guard at the Assembly gate, scrutinizing every visitor to a house and on guard for any perceived threats. They subjected lawmakers and journalists to thorough check and frisking with an eagle eye on lawmakers that were former ally of a sacked Speaker. As the screening intensified, the former majority leader under the ex-House Speaker, Honorable Nohem Adams, came into the picture. He was spared of a guard's search. Adam, a staunch loyalist of Obasa, drove into the Assembly premises in a black, unmarked Range Rover with music blaring from his car. He was stopped by the security personnel, but obviously offended by this, he drove up, not being checked. Meanwhile, Chairman House Committee on Information, Honorable Stephen Ogundipe, said of a photo session as a display of alliance and loyalty to the new leadership. He said with it, the lawmakers reaffirmed their support for Madam Speaker. He, however, dismissed threats by the former Speaker that the status quo subsists as a mere speculation. Adams said, "We are solidly for the new Speaker. Nothing has changed." Since the termination of the speakership reign of Obasa, members of the Apex Advisory Organ in Lagos State, the Governance Advisory Council, GAC, have had their fair share of a blame game. One of such groups that are at the forefront of a call for the reinstatement of embattled speaker is the Progressive Alliance, The group kicked against the emergence of Miranda as the speaker, alleging injustice and ill treatment of party members from the zone. The convener of a group, Honorable Segun Banjo, claimed that out of 40 lawmakers in the House, 20 of them are from the Lagos West, hence the zone should retain its slot to occupy the leadership position in the spirit of justice and fairness. He said, "We have no issue with Obasa's removal. After all, he wasn't elected into the House as a speaker. He was elected as a lawmaker. But our concern is that the lawmakers were not well guided in electing Miranda as the new speaker. It is appalling and disturbing that they passed over all the eminently qualified 20 lawmakers from our zone, which was the largest electoral asset in terms of votes and membership of the All Progressive Congress, APC, and handed it over to Lagos Central, where Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also comes from. It is nowhere in the House rule book that if a speaker is removed, his replacement must be his deputy. Furthermore, examples of political correctness guided by fair distribution of political offices that address both religion and sectional interest are abound in the political space in Nigeria. The aggrieved party members reproach GAC members from Lagos West, including Secretary of the GAC, Alhaji Mutiu Are, former Lagos Deputy Governor Adejoke Fulire Adejoke, former Minister of State for Defense, Senator Musiliu Obanikoro, APC State Chairman, Pastor Colenius Ojelabi, Prince Rabiu Adio Olua, and former State Chairman, Chief Henry Oladele Ajomale. It's scandalous that these leaders sit back and allow the speakership position to slip away from the Lagos West. In any case, we leave them to prosperity to judge them, Banjo stated. Amid the escalating tension over the leadership of the House and altercation between the members of the GAC, the secretary of the organ, Alhaji Are, said the elders group has adopted a no further comment standpoint on the matter. This position was crucial to the altercation between two members of the council, Senator Banikoro and Senator Anthony Adefuye, who held divergent views on the removal of the speaker. While Adefuye believed that Obasa was illegally removed from office, Obanikoro on his part was not happy the elder made an open declaration. Meanwhile, in his submission, he opined that the issue will be resolved in a family way. He stated, "Whatever is currently going on in Lagos politics is a family affair. As elders, I am not supposed to be taken aside. We would resolve everything because the Governance Advisory Council, being the apex advisory organ, has its own mechanism in resolving matters like this." In the meantime, indications emerged that the new leadership of the House may investigate the tenure of a former speaker based on sundry allegations. It was removed by the majority members of the House over allegations bordering on abuse of office and lack of respect for other lawmakers. Honorable Abiodun Tobun, representing Ekpe Constituency 1, gave a hint about the possible probe of the impeached speaker and the suspended clerk of the House, Mr. Olalekan Onofeko. Therefore, for equity, fairness, and justice, the new speaker may likely constitute a panel to investigate the allegations, Tobun said. But reacting to the allegations during a reception organized for him by supporters, Obasa denied his involvement in any shady financial dealings. He said, "I must take the advantage to debunk the reports that have been circulating. It was said that I spent 17 billion to construct an ordinary gate. How is this possible? Is it a wall of Jericho or the US-Mexico wall?" You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.